Cancers felt like this person was kind of like a nightmare trying to hang over your head. And you have the Justice, which represents they're getting what it is that they deserved, basically. Some people that you used to get to know didn't really have too much faith in you. They didn't trust you, and they would make things very difficult for you. And since you stopped talking to them, they feel it now, you know? Well, of course they have to feel it because, in essence, they ultimately did it to themselves. So the Wheel of Fortune now represents Cancer crabs, right? This is a reading for you, Cancers. So the Wheel of Fortune is about, this is your wheelhouse. This is what it is that you do. But you have the free time to do what it is that you want because ultimately you're free from them. You don't have to have these crazy individuals around you, right? And the Knight of the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups ultimately, let me use my inside voice. The Knight of Cups ultimately is about how you can offer this type of attention to somebody else. But the Ace of Wands represents you need to know that it's not necessarily always going to be easy, because a person who strives to have discipline is not necessarily always, you're not really always going to do the easy thing hanging out with them. They're not always going to cater to you, right? So when it comes to a relationship now, that can be more challenging because this is the part of relationships that most people don't understand. It's the idea of you have to put yourself in a position where you have to ultimately come to a compromise, right? That's what relationships, real healthy relationships is. There's times when y'all are chilling, and then there's times where y'all have to do work. And then there's times, most times, y'all are doing work and it does not feel like work. It just feels like the two of y'all are having fun hanging out with each other, and it feels like bonding time, right? But a relationship is not supposed to just the two of you get together and then now the two of you start slacking, watching Netflix and chilling all the time. That's not a relationship. That's a friends with benefits situation that you call in a relationship. And the reason why it is I can say that in the first place is because you know that that's what it is, because of the fact that you have to constantly, because there's compromise. You have to constantly do the same thing over and over and over again, and there's no real advancement. It's just you and this person on the couch sitting and chilling, and y'all ain't really doing anything really that has substance, and you're not living your life to the fullest. But the Eight of Swords now represents you Cancer crabs are okay with that. You know, you Cancer crabs, are okay with that. You're okay with having to be in a situation with somebody where you don't have to always, always be super comfortable, because that's part of the thing too. Like, people get themselves in relationships and then they're so comfortable and they don't even understand what a relationship is for. Relationships are not always built for comfortability. That's not what they are about. They are about growth, but they are about managed growth, basically. Managed growth. You're watching them grow, they're watching you grow, and if the two of you grow apart, then the two of you grow apart. Y'all not with each other anymore. But there has to be a form of growth. Just sitting around, it's not going to work. And a lot of you Cancers know that. And that's why, unfortunately, some of the things have not necessarily been so, that's why things have not necessarily been so easy for you, right? But moving forward from this person, right, the Five of Wands represents how it just feels like things can be difficult because of the fact that you and this, you and this person in particular, but in the past in general, how people don't necessarily see where it is that you're going. The Star and the Moon is about how, since that's the case, Cancer crabs is ruled by the moon, but in the tarot, it's usually ruled by Pisces, and it can be ruled by the moon too. And the Star card and the moon, right? Sun and the moon, because the sun is a star, right? It's about how you want someone that actually wants to be in a relationship with you and cherishes you, obviously, but you haven't necessarily found that, or one that actually plans on sticking around, because a lot of people are into flaking and going ghost now. And yeah, it can feel like that sometimes. But honestly, what it is I see from your Cancer crabs is, don't look on the pessimistic side. Don't look at it from a perspective like you already lost. Try to look at it from a perspective of you're not with this crazy person anymore. And that you're free to talk to whomever it is that you want to. It's just up to you now. But let's clarify the Five of Wands. The Hanged Man, the Star, the Four of Cups, Two of Swords. To clarify the Five of Wands. Right. You have to utilize your patience. Getting into something with someone profound is not going to be yesterday. It's going to take a little bit of time. So you have to understand that. And then you have the Four of Cups and the Two of Swords. Which represents how you Cancers try doing some approaching. Because if you don't want to approach, that may end up doing you more harm than it does a good. Because right now, if no one is approaching you, you need to try to approach. Let's clarify the Justice. The Ace of Swords, the Sun, the Wheel of Fortune, again, Page of Wands. This is a huge victory for a lot of you Cancers, not being around this person that has a problem with you having your own identity and doing what it is that you want. Now it's just about you Cancers picking up the pieces and learning how to get over that emotional damage and being able to actually exist in a fruitful, functional relationship. The Wheel of Fortune, which is Cancer crabs, right, y'all? So y'all are showing up all over in your reading. The Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Wands is about how this is a case for you where it's about now picking the correct people. It's not about other stuff. It's not about like choosing someone that you and them get along with on a shallow metric. It's about waiting and seeing. Yes, talking to some people, but let's wait and see. As you date them, wait and see if it's something long-term, because only time will ultimately tell. But so far, I'm seeing that a lot of you Cancers may be a little bit kind of confused or lost as to where it is that you need to go. And a lot of you Cancers are ultimately really on the right track. A little bit of confusion, a little bit of being lost is normal, especially if you just got out of a relationship or some sort of special bond that you have with somebody. But as long as you don't stay there for the rest of your life, you should be good. But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video.